The paper in your pocket wasn't folded, it was hidden. Like the truth you whispered only when no one could hear. My child, even angels grieve what you found. You weren't meant to stay, you were meant to scar them sweetly. That old receipt? A timestamp for your ghost. God stitched your pain into that jacket so they'd feel it every time they touched it. You didn't forget me, you left proof I was unforgettable. You left, but your absence never truly closed the door. There was a ticket in that pocket. But it was always a map to somewhere I couldn't follow. You told me everything, except the truth. And you left that behind. The scent in that fabric still speaks louder than your goodbye. My child, what they buried in cloth, I raised in fire. The note said nothing, but silence has always been your loudest confession. Love doesn't vanish, it leaves instructions we aren't ready to read. I wore your jacket, hoping it'd wear your reasons. I didn't cry when you left. I cried when I found the photograph. That slip of paper? It rewrote everything I believed about you. Even God watched quietly when I found it. My child, the truth wasn't lost, it was waiting in your hands. Regret has fingerprints. I found all of yours on that letter. You didn't run, you folded your reason into cloth and prayed I'd never look. I opened your pocket. And suddenly, every goodbye made sense. Some confessions don't need ink, just fabric and time. I laughed when you left. I broke when I saw what stayed. That old movie stub told me who you were before me. You gave me the jacket to forget. But forgot what was in it. My child, their love was real, but their timing was fatal. I thought I lost you. But your past sat stitched under my thumb. That crumpled name wasn't mine. But the ache was. Love doesn't always lie. Sometimes, it folds the truth. That address wasn't new. It was someone you never left. My tears soaked your secrets. And the paper didn't dissolve. You carried guilt like lint. Small. Silent. And everywhere. I wore the jacket again, hoping it would explain your silence. They never said goodbye. But the pocket did. There's something holy about a lie kept too long. Your past fit too perfectly inside your coat. That number, I called it. They answered. God doesn't hide truth. He tucks it in forgotten seams. I washed the jacket. But not what it did to me. You left the label. But tore out the meaning. My child, healing begins when memory stops defending lies. The pen mark said don't. But you still did. That receipt? It was dated 2 days before your promises. I didn't know I could miss someone twice. You were never fully here. And now I know why. I wore your coat like armor. But it was stitched with betrayal. The pocket didn't betray you. It revealed you. I kept the jacket. Not for warmth, for answers. The lighter, the receipt, the name, I learned more in silence than in years of your voice. You didn't leave me with closure, just proof you were already gone. If this touched your soul, don't scroll, like, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. There was a matchbook from a city you said you'd never been. I thought I knew you. Then I met your pocket. My child, memory is cruel, but pockets never lie. You wore guilt so well, even I called it charm. God whispered, look again. So I did. There was a lipstick I've never worn. I held the jacket like a question. Now it's an answer. That paper had one name. And it wasn't mine. Your goodbye wasn't verbal, it was cotton and ink. You walked away. But your past waited to be found. My child, what you found wasn't betrayal, it was clarity. I buried the jacket. But the memory still breathes. I knew the jacket held weight. I just didn't know it was her name. You told me I imagined things. But your pocket held proof. That old Metro card held your secret commute. Love didn't die. It got misplaced in your lining. I pressed the fabric to my chest. It screamed. I didn't burn the jacket, I let it keep whispering. There was a scent I couldn't place. Until I found her name. Your past had my scent, but her initials. My child, let the pocket speak what their mouth denied. The tag said dry clean only. But nothing removes memory. I stitched it closed. But the truth still bled through. That wrapper? Her favorite candy. You never bought it for me. You said I was your first. The receipt disagreed. I didn't want to look. But love deserves honesty. You taught me silence. But the fabric screamed. You hid nothing well. Not even in wool. The jacket stayed. The trust didn't. I wore your guilt like perfume. My child, betrayal often travels in cotton and silence. I checked the pocket hoping for a reason. I got a revelation. You forgot the jacket, but not what you placed inside it. It was just a pocket. But it rewrote our story. You didn't lose me. You misplaced your truth. The pocket coughed up ghosts. I clutched the jacket. But held your lies. Love never asked for proof. But it found it. You kissed me with her scent still in your sleeve. There was a receipt from a night you said you stayed in. That ticket? Same date. Different city. My child, forgiveness is easier when lies aren't pressed into cloth. The seam split. The secret fell. I kept the jacket. And every time it rains, I hear the truth. You didn't leave empty-handed, you left your echo. You promised honesty. The pocket disagreed. I cried into that sleeve. I didn't know it held someone else's smile. I asked the jacket to explain. It did. You didn't hide it well. You just hoped I'd never check. That wasn't lint. It was memory. You said there were no others. Your coat said otherwise. My child, even wool weeps when burdened by lies. I didn't lose trust. I found its burial site. I held the coat to remember you. It remembered her. You didn't mean to leave evidence. But you did. Love may forget. Fabric does not. I forgave you. But the pocket didn't. That train stub led somewhere I wasn't invited. I slept in that jacket. Wrapped in delusion. The corner of a letter poked through like a wound. God sees the secrets we forget to burn. That note wasn't love. It was instruction. You wanted me to find it, some part of you did. The jacket aged. But the pain stayed fresh. You didn't say it. But the pocket did. I left the jacket where I found it, on the floor, beside my trust. I was wearing your betrayal the night I forgave you. I screamed into that jacket. It screamed back. Your cologne didn't cover everything. The pocket healed me by breaking me. I loved you so deeply, I didn't check the coat until too late. That pen mark? Her initials. I kept the jacket. And the pain. That date wasn't ours. I reached into memory and pulled out proof. You were never mine, you were borrowed by a ghost. It wasn't the photo that broke me. It was how gently you folded her into our silence. You said nothing, but your jacket pocket told me the name of the person you wept for when I wasn't looking. I should have known love doesn't leave receipts. But betrayal does. There was dust, a crumpled note, and a reason to stop pretending you were loyal. Your scent still lives on the sleeve. But now I know it wasn't mine it was clinging to. I used to bury my face in that jacket. Now I bury memories. It wasn't mine. But you carried it like prayer. My child, they held your hand while hiding someone else in their chest. The paper was old, but the lie was fresh. There's no way to unsee it. No way to unknow what the ink confessed. You left your jacket like a tombstone. I read the note like an epitaph. Every thread in that coat whispered a name I couldn't pronounce without shaking. You loved me. But you wore her ghost like a second skin. It wasn't her name that shattered me, it was the way you tucked it away like something sacred. My child, pain hides in pockets and in people who call love a phase. I found her handwriting. My healing began with the tremble in your silence. The jacket fit you. The lie fit better. You never stayed the night. Now I know who is waiting for you in the morning. You said I was your home. But you kept keys to another life. I used to wrap myself in you. Now I wrap truth around my grief. Love isn't blind. But I was deaf to the rustle of her letter in your pocket. My child, you gave them heaven, and they carried hell in secret folds. One line. One name. One reason I stopped hoping. You didn't lie with your words, you lied with what you refused to throw away. I washed your coat and found the ashes of a second life. Forgiveness still trembles in me, but it's no longer knocking on your door. You said you were clean. The pocket told a different story. You hid her in your jacket and me in your schedule. I never wanted to be your secret. Now I know, I never was your only. I reached for warmth and found absence disguised as a forgotten name. I stitched that pocket once. Now I tear it open in dreams. My child, their jacket still reeks of ghosts and the prayers they denied you. I didn't cry when I saw it. I shattered. Quietly. Eternally. You kissed me wearing her memories like perfume. The note wasn't long. But it outlived your every promise. That pocket held your truth. I wish it held your courage. You kept her heart pressed against mine. Folded. Hidden. Always near. My child, they wore two faces, one for you, one for their past. I was healing. Until I found that note and started bleeding beautifully again. That jacket was a monument. Now it's a museum of betrayal. You never lost her. You just lost the strength to leave her behind. I remember loving you before I met her name. You swore I was your beginning. But she was still your bookmark. I returned your jacket. I kept the silence. The truth wasn't loud. It was folded gently between receipts and regret. My child, they can't love you and still archive their last heartbreak. You didn't forget to take it out. You just didn't care if I saw. I burned the note. But not the ache. If this touched your soul, don't scroll, like, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. She wasn't just in your pocket. She was in your tone when you called me love. I still wear your jacket sometimes, like grief pretending it's fashion. My child, some truths are stitched into the seams we once trusted. I used to smell like you. Now I smell like the truth. I didn't lose you. I uncovered who you never were. You didn't cheat physically, you cheated spiritually. That hurts longer. The letter was old. But your decision to keep it was recent. My child, even angels weep when loyalty is faked so tenderly. Your pocket held her words. My heart held their echo. I don't miss you. I miss who I imagined you were. The coat's still here. The illusion isn't. Love's not hard. Hiding it is. My child, your love wasn't small, you just gave it to someone who hoarded shadows. She wrote always. You wrote nothing's going on. That note read like prophecy. And I was the sacrifice. The pocket gave me closure. You never would have. You kept her close. I just didn't see how close until now. I didn't deserve the lie you wrapped me in. You looked honest. So did the note. But only one of you was. You told me you were healing. The letter said otherwise. My child, some lovers bury wounds in jackets and call it forgetfulness. That jacket? It used to mean love. Now it means I survived you. I folded the note back. Not because I forgive you, but because I finally see you. You don't carry people by accident. You choose to. My silence began the day your pocket confessed. I wonder how long you meant to keep her pressed against your ribs. My child, betrayal whispers. Healing roars. You lost me in that moment. I never said it out loud, but my spirit left. I used to find comfort in your clothes. Now I find closure. The paper rustled. So did the illusion. I didn't expect to find her. I expected you to have let her go. Your jacket holds more truth than your mouth ever did. I see now, you never needed both of us. You just didn't want to be alone. She signed it forever. And you kept it, like hope you didn't earn. The note ended with love always. So I stopped loving. I kept the letter. As a mirror. As a goodbye. I deserve someone whose jacket hides nothing but lint. That note was older than us. But its truth was younger than our future. You lied with omissions. That coat couldn't keep secrets forever. My child, even angels leave clues. I stared at it for hours. Then I left you in minutes. That jacket told me more than your lips ever did. I cried for us. Then I cried for her. You gave me your time. But your soul had another name. I don't wear that jacket. But I wear the truth. My child, betrayal is soft-spoken, but heaven hears it loud. I didn't burn the coat. I outgrew it. Some coats are warm. Others carry frost. That note gave me wings. Not because it freed me, but because it broke my cage. I folded your jacket. And unfolded the truth. I didn't confront you. I healed instead. You stitched her name where I laid my head. I'm not broken. Just awakened. That letter didn't lie. And neither will I. If this touched your soul, don't scroll, like, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more.